So yeah, yesterday, so I posted up a picture of that position that we got into, and it felt like Pete put about 350 pounds through my leg. I couldn't stand, so so it would just go, I'll try and kind of recreate it, so I'm playing Pete. So we're in this position, and he's starting to put his hands on the biceps for me for now. It's roughly this, and we got like, I'm trying to stack and pass over the top. And he had this was it. He had a cross collar grip like this, and he put all his weight through my quads. I just couldn't stand up. So he did this to me. Now I don't know what that feels like on your quads right now. How they look tough. Yeah, and what seemed to be, so the thing that seemed to sort of make it particularly bad on it was I was essentially in sometimes called a sissy squat or a sicey squat. That he got my knees ended up, if you look at the freeze frame on it, because I recorded it, I could actually see what, put your hands on my biceps. Yes, I'm carrying. So he's like this, basically. And the more, I think the idea of this is, the more that Joe's knees would happen to come in front of my feet, the worse it should get for his quadriceps. And I had to just drop down to my knees. So I just took the pressure off, but that's golden for him. Pete wasn't going particularly, we weren't going at a hard pace. But because we were going slow, and I recorded it, I thought, geez, that was ridiculous. That's like, when you feel Hickson does stuff to you, it feels like he's putting 400 pounds through you. It's literally like 1 rep max. He just connects his weight, and you have to go with what he's doing, because he's so good at connecting the weight. But it was kind of incredible, really. And from there, he really could have attacked. And had I tried to stay standing in that, like, in the end, my legs would have just gone to jelly. Okay, you can't fight without legs, you know. So you see this in striking all the time. What this made me think about, just one sec, we're going to go back to this, but what this made me think of, you just use your belt, or you can use a forklift to do this, but Steve Maxwell showed this, I did this thing the other day, where you get the belt, and this is the same idea again. If you look at what we're doing, so we talk all the time about being bottom mount. So I think he ties the belt, it's easier with forklifts, but he does something kind of like this. With the forklift you can just do this, you've got the handles and the distance. But he basically gets this to contract really tight on the hips, and what you feel happens is, forgive me if I did it, there's something like this. Yeah, something like this. But essentially you tighten this up, and as you start to extend this up, your quads just get mauled. And the more you take your heels to your bum with this tight, the harder your quads just begin to burn like crazy. If you look at the position of this, it's basically mount bottom. Elbows in. So all he's really doing is grabbing the collar and just connecting like this. And it's this shape. And we're both doing this shape. Or he's trying to make me do that shape. I don't want that shape from the top, but that's the shape we're trying to form. So just have a go. Just grab the partner. You can do that sometimes. But just grab a partner, get a cross collar grip, and I just want you to practice extending, hyper-extending and putting all that weight in, and then playing around with, from the top, play around with the angle of what makes this worse. Because I think one of the problems with this position when you get here, and I see this in myself when I'm passing, if he's got this kind of like, I'm trying to get to this, I force the butterfly guard. This is what we're trying to do. I force the butterfly guard. The higher up that my legs can come, like the higher up along the hip line that my legs can come when I'm doing this, the better for me. Right, so try and extend now. Yeah, I'm kind of passing here. But when I'm lower down, now then lift your hips up, Jim. Lift your hips all the way up, yeah. So now all of a sudden, this is a completely different position, just from my feet being a bit further back, in terms of what I can do. So this initial part of where I'm stepping with there's trades on this. If I go here, there's a danger he leg locks me, right? So I've got to think about him leg locking. But when I'm further back like this, he can just extend his hips up. Particularly if he's got a collar. If he gets the collar at any point, lift your hips up, yeah. And this is just pretty bad. And the closer I am to him, the more weight goes in. But we just play around with it, almost like a static. Just a static position. Yeah, so grab a body, and let's give it a go.
3 years ago.
I'm just thinking of the view.
Yeah.